ladies and gentlemen, the newest addition to the ERS global family, ERS Life. Now, I must tell you, in order for you to receive compensation with ERS Life, you must possess a valid life insurance license. Okay? If you do not have one, that is not a problem. We will show you how to obtain one, and you can do so in no time at all. Now, as we go forward, when the leaders brought forth ERS Life, ladies and gentlemen, they did so with meticulous fashion, and being very strategic, they went out there and put together a fabulous program. I'm going to share with you not only our compensation, but I'm going to also share with you who we're doing business with. And in fact, speaking of who we're doing business with, keep in mind that we have over 30 carriers. They're solid, and we are working with some of the oldest and most established insurance companies in the world. Yes, they are worth billions of dollars in assets, and like I said, we have over 30 carriers. Now, here are just a few. Now, do we need 30 carriers? No, we don't need 30 carriers to be successful. However, we want the ability to have the resources in place so that you have the solutions to meet the needs of the families in this country. Now, take a look here, just a few that we have. You'll notice that they're name brand. They're at top of the top. They've been around for a long time. They've stood the test of time. Strong foundations, and in some cases in business for over 100 years. Okay, this is just a small portion of who we're doing business with. Now, that was one of the questions that the leaders had to ask themselves when it comes to putting together the carriers. Now, another question that was asked: what makes ERS Life better, okay, or more improved than any other independent marketing organization? And you know that question was answered. So in doing so, we had to go out and compare, obviously, with some of the current independent marketing organizations. And as you will see, this is just some of the who's who. Now, just looking at what we're doing, as you will notice here, this is a 50 to 100% writing contract. This is what ERS does. No one will come into this firm and have a writing contract below 50%. As you will see here in company A, B, C, D, E, and F, you'll notice that they're all below 50. In fact, this one company, they're starting writing contract with their agents at 25%, 30%. And 45%. Now, let's take a look at this one here, because this is important to note. We provide full value contracts. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if a person tells you we're going to pay you 50%, you're expecting 50%. But do you know there are companies out there that will give you a percentage only of your writing contract? So in this case, 45 is not really 45. They may be paying you 60 or 65% of your writing contract. With ERS Life, we provide full value contracts. Okay, that's important. In addition to that, we have a 120% payout to the field. For those of you who have experience in the insurance industry, you know what I just said to you is absolutely amazing. You know that makes sense to you, right? Did you know also, when it comes to promotion, that there are some companies out there that would require that you give up a third of your team in order for you to be promoted? Okay, and I'll talk about that on the next slides, but this is important to note overall. Now, take a look at this. With ERS, we have separated our writing contract to that of our builder contract. There's two separate contracts here within your writing here. Take a look. With ERS, let's say for an example, I'm brand new, and I just got my license. I don't have any experience, so therefore I'm at a 50% writing contract. And with that, I'll probably get a 10%, no doubt. Now let's say Mr. Damian Russell, as an example, is one of my business partners. He just came on board. He's wanted to work with us now, and he's also a 50%. He's brand new. Well, did you know that under many independent marketing organizations, when you have two people at 50%, well, there's not going to be any money or overrides that any one of them will receive. And I'm going to explain that. This is very, very interesting. I'm going to explain it on the next slide, but just know that we have a builder contract and a writing contract. For those of you experienced, you're accustomed to hearing override. And I'm going to explain this, okay? Now, take a look at this example. In this example, let's say I went out and I talked to Sue, who is very excited. She already has her license but has never done anything. She has no experience, so therefore we give her a 50% writing contract. And she does very well, and she has a $10,000, let's say target premium, or in this case a commission payout, for those who understand target premium. Well, of that $10,000, she has a $5,000 commission that she will receive as a result of her 50%. The remaining $5,000 goes to the company for the purpose of paying out to the field. And this is how it works. You have 10% of the remaining amount going to the branch. Now, the branch ownership, as you know, as Mr. Russell explained, we have many offices and we're growing. So the branch owners will receive 10%. So as long that they have a life insurance license, they will qualify them for the 10%. Okay, so that leaves 45% in this example. Now, let's say that because I'm brand new, remember before I indicated that if I'm brand new and I'm 50% writing contract and I'm a 10% builder share, well, for this, I would get $450. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that under typical, or say traditional independent marketing organizations, what they will do is you will not get any compensation until your writing contract is usually on the average of 70-75%, and then you're qualified to receive compensation, or in some cases an override or a bonus, if you will, from the writing agent. So in this case, it doesn't matter. Even though I'm brand new, my writing builder profit share is 10%, I get $450 still. Isn't that amazing? And as I go up, of course, this goes up. And once I get to 70%, then the generational override kicks in as well. Okay? Now, you need to sit down for this, because what I'm going to share with you is going to be phenomenal. You need to understand that as a result of the builder profit share going out paid by the company to the field, that you do not need to be appointed with any carrier in order for you to qualify to receive the builder profit share payout. You heard me correct. That is unprecedented, because for those of you who are experienced, you already understand that if Agent Sue went out there and she did business with an insurance company A, well, typically in order for you to receive any type of override or any type of compensation as the agent's upline, you need in some cases to be appointed with the same carrier. And if that contract was written in a different state, then you must be licensed in that state also. Right? Not so with ERS Life. We make it real simple. Okay? So because the remaining amount going to the company for profit payout, then you're able to, based on your level, to receive the builder profit share. Isn't that amazing? Now, keep this in mind too. Let me go back to the previous slide. Let's say that I'm here at 50%, and Mr. Damian is actually, he's now doing a lot of business. He's increased his writing contract, and let's say he goes up to 70% as an example, and I'm still at 50. Well, under certain, I would say most guidelines with independent marketing organizations, well, I will not receive anything from Mr. Russell's production. Well, keep this in mind. It doesn't matter. I'm still receiving compensation on his writing contracts. Whenever he's doing business, I'm still receiving a percentage based on my builder contracts level. Does that make sense? So this is unprecedented. That is what separates us from the rest. We believe is revolutionary, and we haven't seen anything else like that. This is amazing. This is what's getting attention from a lot of people who are saying, wow, this really shows us that your leadership is taking care of the people. Now, one thing you have to realize too is this. If you notice that the builder profit share pays from the bottom up. It starts from the bottom and pays its way up. So if the next person in line is at a 30%, well, then they get the differential between the two. Okay? This is very important to note. Our system pays from the bottom up, not the top down, as in what you see typically and traditionally. In traditional compensation plans, it pays from the top on down, and for those who are below 60% or 65 or even 50%, they're not getting anything at all. So this is huge. Let me also address this here. As you see here on the generation, we pay 7 levels deep. This is amazing. Now, of course, I have looked at a number of different compensation plans out there from a number of great independent marketing organizations, and some they pay 5 levels, and some pay 7 as well. We believe ours is, greatly, really generous. Keep in mind, there are some out there saying, "Oh, ours is infinite levels deep." Well, how can it go infinite levels deep when maybe you have founders, other people who are at 100% stacked in there as well? It can't go really infinite levels deep overall. I think you can see my point there. So keep this in mind. With ERS, we're taking care of the agents who are out there in the field, starting from the bottom up. The people who are getting paid the least are getting paid first with ERS Life. That's unprecedented. And this is what we want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what we want to do is let you know that, if you have any questions, get back to the person that brought you here. Get back to the person. Let them know that, you want to take this to the next level. And keep this in mind. Keep in mind, it doesn't cost anything to join at all. Nothing to join. So, we're looking forward to doing business with you. We're looking forward to you working with us and helping us take our message to help families across the country. That's what it's about. It's about providing solutions. And remember, it's not about you. It is about your legacy. Thank you so much for taking a look at ERS and the overview that we provided today. Thank you so much. We look forward to doing business with you. Bye for now.